I had a call to service, and that's when I joined the Air Force. I was 19 years old.
I was working as a professional ballet dancer, and at 11 started working with the English National Ballet. Then at 16, I moved to St. Petersburg, Russia to train there.
Right out of high school, I ended up taking a few college courses, but I wasn't quite sure how to navigate a college path.
I was stationed in Sasebo, Japan, but I was only there for a year before our station chief came and said, we need someone to deploy to Afghanistan.
I worked in pharmacy for a long time, and I went as far as you can go without an advanced degree. So I knew that I had to go back to college. So my sights were set on pharmacy school.
I did deployments, multiple deployments to Afghanistan and then Iraq. In 2009, I was wounded on a mission trying to rescue an American serviceman. I really had a difficult time mental health-wise. Worked odd jobs here and there, and then started my nonprofit, which takes care of working dogs, because dogs had saved my life in combat on multiple occasions.
I spent 2 years out in Okinawa. Around that time, I realized I wanted to also pursue my own education, and I had heard about the Eli Whitney program and how flexible it is for non-traditional students.
Since high school, I had envisioned myself as being a pharmacist. Like, that was my identity, that was what I was gonna do. But now I felt like there were just too many questions that were unresolved.
My parents had not gone to college, and it was expensive, and I didn't really know what I was doing. College just kind of fell out of the picture for me.
I thought that after ballet it would be 4 career options, which were all within the industry.
While I was underway on the Eisenhower floating somewhere in the Atlantic, I submitted my application to Yale.
Professor Cooper sent me the link to the Eli Whitney program, and I wrote him back and I said, Zach, there's just no way a guy like me, and he said, no, he's like, I think you'd be surprised, and I don't think you should just push it aside. I talked to my wife about it, and I said, what the heck?
In my mind, Yale seemed like it was almost on another planet. I felt a little bit crazy for even applying.
How would I describe the undergraduate student body? I would describe it as bursting with intellectual energy. I'm constantly inspired. I'm constantly thinking more deeply about what I want to research, and just fascinated by learning what other people are researching.
It's such an exciting atmosphere. Everybody is so passionate about what they're doing and what they're learning, and it's contagious.
I am part of this cohort of students who I can be friends with and interact with and rely on and ask questions to, but also I'm just a Yale College student.
We take the same classes, we eat in the same dining halls.
They're just fascinating people, and they're so engaging.
I really like that I'm not locked into some very strict plan, that I can take classes in computer science and psychology and economics while still being a computer science major.
So when I first came to Yale, I thought that I wanted to do one thing, and then halfway through I realized I wanted to do another. The professors here sort of work with you to lead you to the right area. I felt pushed in a way that I needed to be pushed, but also supported, like I wasn't going to fail.
My professors are spectacular. I can call them for advice on my research or for recommendations.
When I was a junior, I found out that I was pregnant, and I went to my dean and asked for a semester off, which I was immediately granted. My senior year at Yale, I had a daughter who was less than a year old, and I was able to take classes part-time, which was really helpful.
The Eli Whitney program is not some watered-down version of Yale. Everything that Yale offers to their traditional undergraduate students is available to Eli Whitney students.
When I was accepted here, I immediately had Eli Whitney students reach out to me and veterans to connect with, to let me know how to use my VA benefits, how to get set up with classes, how to move to New Haven.
Well, one thing I bumped into when I got here was the African American Cultural Center. When I'm not in class, I'm usually doing a house-related event.
I would describe the Eli Whitney community as incredibly kind and welcoming. I think that it's hard being older to think that you can have the same opportunities, and you absolutely will. If anything, our past experiences help.
I knew that if I could have this experience, there's a ton of other people out there who just haven't been exposed to the right teachers or the right strategies or the right lessons to have their own breakthroughs.
If you apply and you're accepted, there will be a community that's waiting for you here with open arms.
It will be challenging, I promise that. It's challenging for me, it's challenging for every student I know here. If you're admitted, they definitely make the effort to help you get to the finish line.
Yale offered me an extremely generous financial aid package, and because of that, I was able to not use my GI Bill benefits when I first started here so that I could save them for a graduate program. And I don't think I could have done that at any other school besides here.
Yale was actually the most affordable option out of every school I applied to.
You're going to be a part of an energetic body that's serious about their scholarship.
Now that I'm here, I realize that things aren't so big and you can fail, and that's actually quite a good thing.
Just be ready to explore and change your trajectory. You might not end up exactly where you're planning, and that's okay.
Had I kind of just played it safe and picked a place that was just practical, I would have missed out on something big and learning something more about myself.
I tell my friends from my old life, you know, you could win the lottery and not sit in a class at Yale. And I would rather sit in a class at Yale.
I'm Darrell. I'm a Yale senior from Detroit, Michigan.
I'm Hillary. I'm a Yale junior from St. Paul, Minnesota.
From London, England.
From North Providence, Rhode Island.
From New Braunfels, Texas. And I'm an Eli Whitney student.
And I'm an Eli Whitney student.
I'm an Eli Whitney student.